In these times of all the rules are changed on how people circulate, how is it affecting human trafficking?
So one of the things that we are seeing in this time as it relates to human trafficking, as there's been a 40% increase in social media usage. And what that means is there's more opportunities for offenders to make contact with youth and children who are increasingly online during this time, who are at home, who are on their devices. So there is an increase of luring children in particular in the purposes of sexual exploitation. But we also see individuals who are vulnerable to exploitation, for example, individuals experiencing homelessness at this time who may not have a safe place to stay. That's an opportunity where a trafficker could prey on that vulnerability, perhaps provide that person with shelter and food, and then in turn force them into a situation of exploitation.
Wow, so this time of being isolated is actually on fire for recruitment.
I would say yes, there's more of an opportunity for offenders to make contact with folks because more people are using social media and using online devices. In addition, as it relates to sex trafficking in particular, we know that there's an increase in pornography usage as well. Pornhub has actually allowed folks to access their service for free in some countries, and we know that there's a link between sexual exploitation and the adult film industry.
So, what should we do in these times? What should be our flashing red light that we're trying to stop with human trafficking now?
There's a few things that folks can do as it relates to human trafficking right now. I would say first and foremost is prayer. Prayer is absolutely pivotal because we've never faced a situation like this in our lifetime. I think of the verse in Chronicles that says, God, we don't know what to do, but our eyes are on you. And at this time, it's an opportunity for us as believers to gather together and to pray for those who are stuck at home with their abusers, pray for those who need protection from folks who are looking to exploit them. The second thing is education. I would say in particular for parents and guardians of young kids to be informed, what apps are they using, how are they communicating online, and how do you engage in in a dialogue with your child to ensure that they are using social media, that they are using the internet in a safe way. And the last thing I would say is there's an opportunity for folks to volunteer with us at Fight for Freedom to engage in online outreach. And that's an opportunity that we have to build relationships with folks online who are impacted by the sex industry and to let them know that there are resources and support available for them.
You also have been very active in speaking to Ottawa. Legislation was going to be changing or was being lobbied to be changed around making it easier for women to make a living off of the avails of sex. What is your recommendation for the legal battle that's going on in Ottawa around sex for sale and how it relates to human trafficking?
That is a very difficult question to address in a succinct way because there are so many complexities to consider with the different recommendations from different groups, from different voices who are engaged in that process. What I think and what I would encourage the government of Canada to do, provincial governments as they look to this issue, is to ensuring that the voices of individuals impacted by the sex industry are first and foremost in shaping this legislation. Because we know that sex work happens on a spectrum. There are people who are exploited within the sex industry. There are people who are trafficked for sex. There are also people who are there who are engaged in sex work by choice. And so it's important to ensure that all of their voices are reflected. But I would also say we need to dig deeper into the root causes of human trafficking when looking at legislation. Like what barriers kind of what push and pull factors are present that make someone engage in sex work? Is it because we don't have enough viable job options? Is it because we are lacking social services? Is it because of colonialism and the ongoing perpetuating violence against our Indigenous peoples? So I think it's a big problem with multifaceted issues. So we really need folks to be coming and looking at this issue from an interdisciplinary lens in order to find a solution from a legislation point of view.
All right. Okay. Michaela Gray with Fight for Freedom, thank you very much.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing. What do you think about today's topic? Let us know in the comments.